Let's discuss these attacks in the U.S. as international affairs analyst Liberty Okemfe joins me from New York via Zoom. Good to have you join us, Liberty.
Thank you.
Let me get the latest from you because I know you are in New York. Let me get the latest from you in terms of police investigation of the Buffalo shooting.
Yeah, I think, first and foremost, our hearts, goes out to the victims of the gun violence in Buffalo and just the recent spate of gun violence in the country through this weekend. Just a horrible, horrible situation. And I don't think, no family should be able to, witness their loved ones die in such a horrible way. The FBI, the state, the Attorney General's office, the governor's office, there is just a whole spate of investigation that is currently ongoing. There are additional charges that are going to be brought up with regards to the specific shooting in Buffalo. There's a general conclusion that this was a hate crime. There is no two ways about that. And, my understanding is that he's going to be prosecuted to the full extent of the law. The investigation is going to take some time. We don't know how long it's going to take, but, my hope that they'll, leave no stone unturned.
And you mentioned that it is a hate crime, and it has been described as a hate crime, as well as a racially motivated violent extremism. And the police were really quick in doing that, classifying it as that. But do you also think that red flags were missed here, especially because Gendron, rather, who is a suspect here, had already been flagged at least once to authorities?
Yeah, well, it's an interesting situation just because of the ways the gun laws in the country and in the states used to work. Yes, I believe sometime last year in 2001, he was admitted into a mental institution as a result of some threats that he made to some students. However, I think during that period he was still considered a minor. Was under the age of 17. He was 17. He wasn't 18 yet. So the system, to my understanding, wasn't able to pick up any sort of alert because he was a minor at that time. So when he went to buy the gun, he was an adult, and so those red flags, did not register in the system. So there seems to be some delay in terms of from a minor and getting to an adulthood and how those systems should work and pretty much talk to each other. I'm sure that policymakers are hopefully going to be looking at some of these potential loopholes, right, that allows adults to get a gun. However, even though that there were some red flags when they were a minor, so there just needs to be a better way, from a policy perspective, that these things work so that folks are not falling through the crack.
And let me ask you, Liberty, because this is barely weeks after the subway shooting in New York as well. And then just one day thereabout after this Buffalo shooting, we saw the shooting as well in Orange County. Are you worried or are you concerned that this perhaps is becoming a new normal for the United States?
I mean, I am totally worried about it. I've been worried about this issue for God knows how long. The issue that we do face is that there has to be a political solution to this. The Democrats and the Republicans and the independents and whatnot, folks have to figure out a way to institute a common sense gun reform. The country is not there yet. There are various proposals, and the issue is I'm not necessarily sure what it's going to take for the country to institute a common sense gun reform. That is on the agenda of some political folks and some other political parties. It's not even a conversation, and it's literally a non-starter for them as well. When the issue when Sandy Hook happened a couple of years ago, where innocent children were just slaughtered for no reason. We all thought
that's the Sandy Hook incident, and everyone thought that was going to be the rallying point, but that didn't happen. I wish we could continue on this conversation, but my time is up. But we'll just see how it plays out. We'll continue to monitor this. Thank you so much for talking to us. International Affairs Analyst Liberty Okenfe.